So in today's video we're going to talk about sneaking and how to get sneaking to 100 in less than an hour, and there's also a AFK method so that you can do so without having to travel yourself that much. However, there's a couple of considerations that you need to know about sneaking before we actually get into this method. This is not going to be a glitch, this is going to be like a trick that I learned when I was young, when I was a child whilst playing Oblivion. It still works today. But first, we need to understand how sneaking works. Remember that there's timestamps in the video description, so you can jump to whichever section that you want to go to if you're not interested in a particular subject. First, we need to learn how are we going to level up sneaking. How does sneaking work? Well, to get experience in sneaking, you need to be unseen. So as soon as you enter into a sneaking mode, this is what your icon should be looking like. If you are detected by someone somehow, this is not giving you any experience even though that you are on sneaking mode. So that's one of the first things that we need to bypass. Also, every time that we pickpocket someone and we are not detected, we're going to get 2 points of experience into sneaking, even though that we didn't actually steal anything, because we're still actually engaging with pickpocketing, as you can see right in here. So if you're not detected, you can do so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all over again, and get 2 experience points. This is better done on people that are sleeping, so this is a very, very good way to level up the sneaking. However, sneaking actually works as well whenever you are close to people that are like able to give you experience, that are on different rooms, but they are close by to you. So you're not getting any experience into sneaking just by doing this and not being affected by anyone. If there are any walls in between you, let's say that there's someone on this room right in here, there's the wall and I'm right in here, I can still get the experience for sneaking, provided that I'm not being detected by anyone. So that's it. My favorite place to level up sneaking, and actually the one place that I know for sure, there's a couple of places that people like to use to level up sneaking, but this is my favorite one. It's on Trading Hall. If you come in here, this is a beautiful, beautiful spot for leveling up sneaking, because this also works whenever you have your sneaking on low level. One thing that you need to have into account is that the gods are going to have shifts, and this is where you're going to be AFK sneaking. One final consideration to have into sneaking is that your heavy armor does not really matter on Oblivion. What matters on Oblivion for sneaking and heavy armor is your boots. So as you can see right here, the character is detecting me because I'm actually using heavy boots while sneaking. I'm still bypassing that sneaking check, but if I were to, for example, remove my boots, and I still have my heavy armor, mind you, the heavy armor is still in here. The only thing that we're going to take off is going to be the boots that are the heavy boots, and as you can see right now, he cannot hear me anymore, even though that I'm using heavy armor. So you can, by all means, for example, use heavy armor if you're a warrior and you want to train the sneaking. Just use, and as you can see, I got one more level right in there. Just use light boots whenever you're going to be sneaking, and that's going to be everything that you're going to need. Now this is the location that I told you that I like to level up my sneaking, because usually more often than not there's always a couple of gods right in here. Sometimes they get bugged, sometimes they stay in there, but the constant is that there's always, at all times, sometimes there's like guard shifts turning around, sometimes the gods have to change their pose to be changed by someone else, but there's usually someone in here patrolling in this area of the castle of Trading Hall that I just showed you. The interesting characteristic of this place, which is a layout that most of the castles have, is that you have a wall in here. This wall will hide you from the people that gets in there, which some times of day there's always going to be a whole bunch of people walking right in here. But if you stay in here, even though that there's someone in the distance or there's like someone right in there, they're not going to be able to see you, because you're still going to be hidden by this little wall that you have in here. And this is ideally actively what you should be doing to level up the sneaking. You can come in here to just walk around as much as you want. Remember that you need to be walking around. If you want to do so actively, then be my guest. But there's also a little bit of a trick, which is not that much of a glitch. It's just a little trick that I used when I was a child, and that I discovered that it still functions right in here. So you're essentially going to need a hair rubber tie, for example, or anything. A rubber band also works very well. Anything that is going to make your sticks look something like this, like I have in the picture that I'll try to show to you right in here. And this is going to make your character move in circles just like this. So your character is always going to be moving. I'm not going to have this footage for long because I do not want to make you feel dizzy. But essentially, that's what it needs to happen. There's also a couple of considerations on that remark as well. Remember that you can just do that and walk away from the game, start doing something else, start doing your chores, and then come back to see how about your progress. It is still going to be actively leveling up, and in less than an hour, you're going to get to sneaking 100 if you have sneaking as a major skill. If you don't have sneaking as a major skill, because that's something else that needs to be taken into account, your leveling is faster whenever you select a set specific skill as a major skill. I, for example, do not have the sneaking as a major skill, and I did this in about, let's say, 30-40-ish minutes. So it can take you up to 2 hours if you're going to be doing this and you don't have sneaking as a major skill. It is still going to be effectively fast, and it just requires for you to be away. One more thing that you need to have into account if you're going to be using this method is that you have to be coming back sometimes, because your character is going to level up. And when your character is going to level up, you're going to get a prompt message saying that your skill has leveled up. At that time, your character is going to stop, and you have to get rid of that prompt message every time that you go, for example, to Novice, Apprentice, Journeyman. If I level up the points that I need to go to Expert, I'm going to get a prompt message. The game is going to pause, and then I have to come back in here to take off that message. So essentially, if you're going to be doing this AFK, you have to come back about 4 times to get rid of that prompt message. But at that time, like, your sneaking is going to level up all the way to 100. If you like the content, a like and a video super appreciated. Not only that you're gorgeous and beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Subscribe to the channel, you're in the Discord. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.